Hi, I'm Lindsay Parker here with Yahoo Music, and I'm here with two of the rock stars in the world who actually have Hello Kitty dolls. We got Gene Simmons and Kiss, and of course Yoshiki from X Japan. We're here to talk about We Are X, the movie. Thank you so much for having me in the studio.
Thank you.
Can you tell me a little bit about where we are?
This is my studio. I purchased this studio several years ago, then turned it into kind of my studio. I used to own another studio, different location, but this is my new place.
And you're based in America?
I can say that. I mean, I'm pretty much everywhere in the world right now, but yes, I live in Los Angeles, actually. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, I know that one of your early influences was the great American rock band Kiss.
Yeah.
And I want to know, how did you first discover Gene's music, and how did it influence you with what you do?
Well, I was only listening to classical music. I started playing piano when I was 4 years old, just classical piano. Then my father passed away when I was 10 years old. Then my father used to buy me classical album, a vinyl called. Then after my father passed away, I just decided to go to a record shop. Then usually buy like Schubert, Mozart, Chopin, something like that. Then I just passed one section. There's a rock and roll section. I found the Kiss, I think that was single, Love Gun.
Love Gun?
Yeah, I was like,
awesome.
What is this? Yeah, then I asked the record shop people to play this. I was like, da-da-da-da, 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 like, whoa. This is like my new discovery. Then after that, I bought Kiss Alive 2, I guess. Then also I asked my mother, I found, one day I was looking at the newspaper, and there's a Kiss advertisement, Kiss coming to Japan, a place called Budokan. Like I asked my mother, I was like 10, 11 years old, asked my mother to take me to the concert. Then I saw amazing show. Then that's my first Kiss experience, as well as first rock experience.
And it was all, you were on your path.
Yeah, it changed my life.
Do you guys have any fond memories of when did you guys first meet, and how did you bond?
I was putting together our own Kiss tribute album. Why wait for somebody else to throw a party when you can throw your own party?
Was this Kiss My Ass?
Kiss My Ass, yes, the tribute album. And I called all kinds of artists, and we had a nice collection of really good artists. Garth Brooks, Stevie Wonder, Lenny Kravitz, a few others, Tom Morello from Rage Against the Machine. And Doc McGee, who would soon become Kiss manager, but had not yet been working with us, I called him about, I think, Bon Jovi or somebody else, and he couldn't stop talking about Yoshiki, who he started to manage, and a group called X, and I had heard about them, the phenomena that they were in Japan and everything, but I didn't know as much. And he said, McGee, why don't you let Yoshiki do a track? I told him I'd call him back, and I checked out the music of the band, X. In America, they're called X Japan, and I was floored. Classical influences, rock influences, big arrangements, shotgun kind of boom, 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 real good. Not like a garage band could play that and wake up the real musicians in the band. So I didn't know anything more than that. And I said, sure, try a track. And I thought it was going to be a rock band doing the track. What I got back was Yoshiki arranged and wrote a symphony based around a song called Black Diamond. So what we got back in essence was the Black Diamond Symphony with the American Symphony Orchestra. And it was so big and so impressive that I literally couldn't, and I said this in other interviews, I literally couldn't figure out where to stick it in the track. Right after Garth Brooks, no, that's not going to work. Where do you stick? We had to stick it on the end, because if you start off with that, everything else would look like a popcorn fart. So we stuck it I stuck it way at the end so that it had to have its own breath, because when it ends, it feels like, and then there was light. And on the seventh day, it felt biblical, and then the record ended. You should listen to it.
I have it. You know, the first time I ever interviewed you was for that album. It's one of the first interviews I ever did. So I want to thank you on camera for giving me one of my first big interviews.
But you heard Yoshiki's version of Black Dot?
Yes, and that was how you guys became friends.
Symphonic.
So how does it feel to you, since this was an idol of yours and your first rock show and all that, to hear him speak of you like this so glowingly?
It's amazing. It's like a VX film. So we went through a lot of pain and darkest time too. But eventually, kind of dream can come true. You know, everything can, miracle can happen. My band got, band members died and then got, disbanded and broke up. But eventually we got reunited. Then playing Madison Square Garden.
Yes.
Actually, I'm playing Carnegie Hall.
That's crazy.
This coming January 12th and 13th, 2 nights. Yeah, you're with Tokyo Philharmonic Orchestra. It's like, then they eventually, I'm sitting next to Gene Simmons, he's talking about my band. It's like, that's unbelievable.
I know the film it climaxes with the...
I have to interrupt you. In Japanese, when I introduce myself, I say, Watashi wa Gene Simmons desu. The Japanese pronounce my Simmons as Simmons.
Yes.
So don't think he mispronounced it. He said it classically as Japanese.
Gene Simmons. Oh, we call Gene...
Saiko desu.
Japanese, we say Gene Simmons.
Ah, okay.
Mm-hmm. And coffee is kohi.
Coffee.
And milk is mirku. So you'll get used to it.
But sushi is still sushi.
That's right. Well,
that's
yes.
that's important to know. So I wanted to ask you about that Madison Square Garden performance because, that's a place that people from any country, including American bands, dream of playing. Like, what was it like, especially since, as it's touched upon in the film, American success kind of eluded X for a very long time, to be playing such an historical venue?
It was amazing. Even though we played, let's say Tokyo Dome, it could be 3 times bigger than Madison Square Garden, played 18 times. But for some reason, Madison Square Garden looked bigger. It was like, I don't know if it's just a name or just a kind of vibe. Actually, I saw Kiss play Madison Square Garden. It's kind of like a reunion of Kiss, I think. We played 3 nights or something. I went to see New York, actually.
Wow.
Yeah, I was like, cool. So I'm playing Madison Square Garden, a lot of history. Mm-hmm. Also, Kiss played that too. Actually, that's when I first played Budokan. Because Budokan is it's in Japan. It's like a kind of a symbol of like a Japanese. If you play Budokan, you kind of like you make it. Mm-hmm. You made it. So because that's my first show for Kiss. When X Japan played Budokan, I was like, whoa, we playing the same place that Kiss played. So. And that things happened to Madison Square Garden as well. Also, our show, the people from all over the world actually came to see us, not only people in America. So that was very cool, including Japanese, some of the Japanese fans as well. Then VX is kind of like based on Madison Square Garden show, then going back to history, something like that. But that was a very memorable moment.
Now, as I said, it's brought up in the film that while X was huge in Japan and many other countries, in America, and it seemed like there was effort made. They show the press conference and all that when you get signed. And Gene, you mentioned this, that you really thought it was the language barrier that was the main reason that it took a long time for X to become known in the U.S.
The truth is, for many bands around the world who are enormous in their own countries and do very good music, something you should be listening to. There's some German bands, Die Totenhosen, which means dead pants. There are a lot of very good bands that just don't sing in English. But look, when you go to see opera, aren't they singing in German or Italian? You don't understand what the words are, but you're amazed by the music. And so I understand English is the predominant form for rock and blues and classical and country. Rap and jazz and all that, because it was invented in America. Okay, but get over yourself. There's some amazing musicians and groups and personalities, and I'm here to tell you that I'm here not because I'm getting anything out of it, but because I'm a fan of ex-Japan, specifically Yoshiki. I can play a little bass, I can play a little guitar. He's a monster on piano and drums and an enormous, stage persona, arranges material, amazing performer. You got to check it out to see it.
Absolutely. Well, obviously the film is going to introduce a lot of people to X, but it seems like you said in the film that the internet is what sort of changed things for you internationally.
It was amazing. So, our band became really big in Japan, but we broke up because the vocalist also joined the cult. Then following year, several months later, our guitar player passed away. So I never thought X band was going to even get reunited. So we had almost 10 years with blank. During that 10 years, internet became pretty popular throughout the world. Then anyway, by the time, 10 years later, when we got reunited, it's like fans all over the world asked, what happened? But those 10 years with the blank, we gained fan base around the world. That's just a miracle.
I want to go back, since you've mentioned it in this interview. Obviously, the movie ends on a very happy note, but there's a lot of dark stuff in there. Your band and you have gone through some things that some bands and some people wouldn't be able to survive. Like, was it hard for you to revisit all that in the film? The death of your bandmate, your father, what happened with your singer when he was, I guess, used the word brainwash. Like, there's a lot of heavy stuff in there. How did it feel to sort of relive all that through the film?
It was really, really hard. You see in some of the footage from the film as well, there's a live called Last Live, which was that when we broke up, we played one night of Tokyo Dome. Actually, I didn't even play that show.
Tokyo Dome is a stadium. It's the largest facility, open air, outdoor, in Tokyo, and holds, 60,000 people.
Somewhere around there, yeah. So, yes, thank you though.
Don't touch your mic.
You're a great public. You could be a publicist if you want to rock star.
How much?
So, I'm sorry, go on.
Okay, so we played the Tokyo Dome show before that was the kind of last night of, Then that time we were at Universal Music also. Then a few years later, CEO of Universal Japan came to, because I was already lived in Los Angeles, came to Los Angeles and then, Yoshiki, why don't you release your last live show? That was enormous, and they have 30 cameras, 40 cameras. Why? I said, I can't even watch it. Then it took then he kind of convinced me, but it took over more than a year to, edit the video, because I couldn't pass first 5 minutes because I just broke into tears. So can you imagine that's just one show of our history, but to do entire, 90 minutes of our life, history was really hard. So when my agent in America, William Mercy Endeavor, asked me, you should create this film. I was like, no way, I cannot do this. If you can edit one concert, how could we do entire history of Japan? Yeah. So but eventually they convinced me, also people around me said, this is really important for you guys to spread this, story, because this story can give people a courage to move forward if somebody may be going through pain and, depression or something like this. Like, okay, let's try to do this. Then once I decided, I just opened the door all the way, just, let it happen, so.
And now how do you feel about it, that the whole story's out there? Are you good with it?
It's kind of therapeutic too. When I talk about it, it's like, there's something I didn't even touch, but now I feel pretty good.
How would you say that music has saved you, helped you through all these hard times, especially when you were young after your father?
Yes, without music, I don't think I'm here. My father killed himself. I didn't know what to do. Seriously, just what should I do? Then when you're 10 years old, you kind of know what life is, but you still don't know what life is. Yeah. Then I was playing classical music. That was good too, but was not enough. I needed to scream. I needed to cry out loud. I wanted to break something. Then I found rock. The reason I found rock was I found Kiss. So then I started expressing my feelings through even writing lyrics or banging drums, and then so I kind of found a place where I can live. So when my father died, I couldn't find the place for me to even exist. So once I found this universe called rock and roll, so I was like, okay, let's do this. Then my commitment is in Japan, when I was 10, 11 years old, it was so strict. If my hair touched the ear, actually, teacher came and grabbed me and shaved my head.
Shaved your head?
Yeah.
In school?
In school. Yeah, I was crying. Yes, it was that strict.
Oh, that is strict. That's crazy.
Yeah, but it was anger and everything. Just I found a place. They start, rocking, and then, then eventually, we made it.
You absolutely did. And what you just said sort of opens the door for what I was going to ask. Is that what was the climate like in Japan at the time that X first came out? Because a lot of other bands in the film say it's because of X that they exist, or that you opened the door for them. Was it a very conservative time?
Yes, that was kind of eventually. When we first showed up, people hated us. I mean, the critics and everybody's like, who? Because people couldn't define us. People usually hate people who couldn't, define. Mm-hmm. So they say, we are we are playing heavy music, but also suddenly play soft music or heavy makeup. Mm. Who are you guys? What is this, rock band? People even say, is this even rock band? What is this?
Kiss probably had some similar. I mean, it took a long time for you guys to get in the Hall of Fame, and it took a long time to get critical
I will
due.
only say not everybody likes Jesus either. Now let's move on.
But I do wonder why it is that hard rock.
Snap.
Yeah, hard rock in general, whether it's in America or in Japan with you.
You can't stand still and listen to what somebody else has to say. If you're going to run a race, don't look over your shoulder to see who else is running. Just run the best race you can. That's what champions do. And later on, everybody will say, when Muhammad Ali first started out, he said, I am the greatest. And everybody said, you don't know what you're talking about. He was the greatest. Just go in there and fight it.
Was that your attitude with X? Just keep going, even if people didn't get what you were doing at first?
For some reason, I had confidence. So I just knew when I make it. It's very strange, but maybe that confidence came from my commitment, because I was very suicidal. I mean, so worst comes worst, you die, right? If you die on commitment, you can pretty much do anything. So yeah, then the critics hated us at the beginning, but fans started growing. So
see what Yoshiki just said. This makes chicks love him even more. I want to save him. Don't kill yourself. Chicks love this guy. I have to take some notes. What did you say? I'm going to kill myself. Save me, somebody? Okay, I got it now.
But I do, in all seriousness, it's probably the fact that you're so vulnerable and willing to put yourself out there like that makes fans really connect to what you're doing. So he's right in a way.
Well, look, you can be vulnerable, you can be cute. If you don't have the music and the depth, it means nothing. You'll find lots of cute guys on Santa Monica Boulevard. You can buy them for the night. That means nothing. Well, to some people, it means something.
That's a different interview or a different website. What is the reaction, or what? Not the reaction. Do X have respect in Japan now? You must. It must have taken a while, but now it seems like you're heroes, and your music is much loved. Did it take a while for that to happen?
Well, I never really look at I'm a hero or anything. I'm still guy who just love rock and roll. I'm still like a boy.
That's awesome. In a more serious note, you just mentioned it now, and also it's mentioned a lot in the film that you didn't think you'd still be around at this age, and neither did your mother. Like, what? It wasn't music that kept you going, or I mean, you're a true survivor. What kept you going?
What kept me going? Because if I stop, I couldn't even exist. So I had to just move forward. Also, I met amazing band members. Then I told them, just give me everything. I will make it happen. It's very strange, but from when we were even doing anything, nothing, just I had confidence.
Which is also, confidence is half the battle. Have you guys ever collaborated, or would you?
I'm tone deaf, and I can't play any instruments, and I can't write songs. So yeah.
What are you talking about?
I don't think that's true.
By the way, speaking of potato chips, the KISS Expo is going to be in Tokyo.
That's right.
Mid-October. And the powerful and attractive Yoshiki is going to attend. That's right. And then he's invited me, so please come down if you're listening, because Yahoo is worldwide.
That's true.
But please also come and see me. I'm going to be on stage with the most amazing festival that Japan has never had before. And Yoshiki is going to tell you all about it.
Called Visual Japan Summit. It's like a band called Visual K, which is like kind of another movement we kind of created. It's like kind of a freedom of you can express anything. Because if Japan showed up, people say rock needs to be like that, pop needs to be that, like that. We just want to express our feeling, and then music. So that eventually turned thing called Visual K. So then there are a lot of Visual K artists are there, and they have been there, but they never really, all the stadium bands never played together at the same time. So I think it's the first time in history they are all coming to one festival.
In Japan?
In Japan. So which is going to happen in October 14, 15, 16, 3 nights. 25,000 people plus actually are there. So each night, so total 75,000 people. Also going to broadcast throughout the theaters. So we're talking about 100,000 people. Then Jean kindly enough to just, do some kind of appearance.
Wow, I think I need to book a flight for this.
Yeah, so during that time, also, KISS Expo starts October 13th.
Okay.
But he is inviting me the day before.
That's awesome.
Even if I don't know Jean, I would go that kid.
You would have gone.
KISS Expo, because that's
awesome.
my
Will they be selling Hello Kitty dolls?
Kiss Hello Kitty.
Yeah,
Hello Kissy.
So when you go to KISS Expo, do you see Kiss Hello Kitty too?
No, the one I see is the Yoshiki Hello Kitty.
I have mine too, but this is cool. Maybe I won't have with this called Yoshiki. I'm gonna have Kiss Maker.
That's awesome.
What's gonna be happening with that? It's gonna be funny.
It is, I don't know if there's any other rock stars who actually have Kiss dolls or Kiss likenesses made besides you two, or Kiss and X.
No.
Which is
The answer is no.
great honor, and I'm very. Oh, this is like the best. This is going to be my new profile photo on Facebook, me with just all these dolls. I love Hello Kitty.
Well, I hear you calling.
On that note, I really want to thank you and the kitties for taking time to invite me into your studio and Yahoo into your studio. I love the film. People go to the expos.
This version has a tongue.
That one has a tongue.
I had to argue with them because Hello Kitty has no mouth.
No mouth.
So I argued with them and I said, no deal if you don't put a tongue in. So the only figure, the only image in the entire history of Hello Kitty that has a mouth or a tongue, Gene Simmons.
Whoa.
Some things are worth fighting for. And on that note.
Cool. Actually, designer of Hello Kitty is a good friend of mine.
Okay.
Yeah, and then I think she's in the film too, actually.
Yeah, I saw you at the Hello Kitty Expo
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
where I first discovered this beautiful doll.
Actually, I composed Hello Kitty theme song.
I know.
Which is not out yet, actually.
I saw you perform it at the Hello Kitty
Oh, you were
40th birthday party.
Oh.
History. History.
History.
It's been trademarked. I own it.
Sorry. All right, we'll cut that out.
Christianity is next.
All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for watching.